Hello again, welcome to the Mystery Steamboat channel. If you're subscribed already, big thumbs up to you. If you're not, there's a little subscribe button somewhere, there's a little bell for notifications. This is the next part of my Ask Me a Question. If you still want to ask me a question, put something in the comments down below. For those people who I have answered the question today, if you check in the description of the YouTube clip, there will be a link to their particular YouTube channel, so do feel free to check them out and see what they're up to in life and maybe subscribe to their channels. So on with the questions. This one is, which we affectionately call the Sheila Special, because it was one question and she's asked 5 questions, so I have to keep on looking down here. So question 1, how did you and your wife meet? Well, we met on the net. We met on the net because we were both trapeze artists. Boom, boom. Gee, one-liners. Remember the one-liners? No, we did actually meet on the internet. I can't remember what it was. There was a couple of dating sites that I was on, and she was on one dating site, and I was chatting her up a little bit, and then she disappeared. And it's like, nope, you're in my tractor beam. So I kind of like stalked her, for want of a better word, and I found her on another site, and then I started chatting to her up there. And my approach was with any internet dating, because I went for a spell of, let's just say I didn't have a free weekend, that I started chatting to you out, but it's one thing to chat online, let's go out on a date somewhere, then discover the real person. So we went out on the date, and I had what I call my 3-date rule, because your first date you can be a bundle of nerves, your second date you might still be a bundle of nerves but you start opening up a bit, then your third date you should be at ease with each other. So if you pass the 3-date rule, then let's see where it goes. And she passed the 3-date rule, and she passed it for 2 reasons really. One, because she's a lovely girl, so much so that I married her. And 2, I am terrible at remembering names. Again, I could blame the MS, I could blame the fact that I'm just a bloke, or I'm just a bit stupid. But because I was, I don't, how can I put this? My social life was quite full, so I couldn't remember names. So the only way I could sort of remember names when I was telling people who I knew and worked with was I had to link that person to where they lived, to where I would pick them up. So for quite a few months, and even now affectionately, one of my friends still calls her Miss Langdon, because Langdon is where she lived. So she was Miss Langdon for quite a while, but no, she's not. She's Mrs. Spencer. Lovely, lovely girl, and she's really the best. The best. She makes us smile a lot, and that's what it's all about. And I'm pausing because she knows I'm going to say it. I love her to bits. Right, how and when did you become a big fan of Disney? Well, Disney for me, was just a theme park. We had done a few British theme parks. I went to Florida to try out their theme parks, and that was obviously Universal and Disney. And I started work, and I, with 2 friends, were going to do Florida, and for whatever reasons it just didn't happen. I was all ready to go, the other 2 dropped out, so I was kind of heartbroken. It's like, this is never going to happen. Then a year or 2 later, my brother says, I'll do Florida with you. So I went with my brother to Florida. Now he may have regretted it, because unlike me, my brother isn't a shopper. I love a shop. And we stayed in International Drive that first time, and as anyone knows, down International Drive there, well, I don't know if there are now, there were lots and lots of shops, little cheap touristy shops, and I kind of wanted to do everyone, because everyone might have something a little bit different in it, so you've got to do every shop, haven't you? So I think I may have drove them up the wall. So got me question again there. So when did I first become a fan of Disney? It was to a point, that trip to Disney that did it, but also, and I think that film came out just before then, because it's the film that got me into Disney, was The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid is just a wonderful film. I don't quite know why Disney are not doing animations like that anymore. They're going back to computer animations. I prefer the old school animation. And then from then I was going through, what I could find, because at that point Disney weren't releasing that many DVDs. Then they did, and I've since watched pretty much every Disney movie since. And although Little Mermaid is my first and probably favourite film, my favourite Disney film is Pinocchio, because if you watch that film, the animation in that is just amazing. Given the time it was made, it's just amazing. So yeah, that's why I think I just started watching a lot of Disney and appreciated Disney for the skill of the animations. And then sort of reading more about Disney, visiting the parks, you sort of discover the man and what he did. He wanted to again instill sort of family values, spread happiness. And yes, he's long since passed, but he's still now creating happiness for people who visit their parks. So just great stuff. Favourite place that I visited besides Disney? That one, I probably said a little bit in my other one, that I went to the Cannes Film Festival, and that was huge. But the other place that I have done, I did this with a friend. We did a coach tour of California, and we did a few stops along the way, but we did it. The main stops were San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, and Las Vegas. We only spent a couple of nights in each. Every stop was good for its own reasons. Las Vegas, because it's like, I'd always want to do Vegas. One of these days I will return to Vegas, because it's just mind-blowing how big those casinos are. I'm not a gambler, but you can't help not put some money in the slot machines. Did I win? Yes. Did I lose? Yes. But did I have fun? Yes. And I think the rule for gambling is only gamble what you can afford to lose. So you think $20 or $30 is a good night's entertainment, go for it. Don't spend lots and get into debt. But Las Vegas was cool. San Francisco was really cool. I couldn't do it now because it's way too hilly, but at the time we was walking everywhere, and we did a tour of Alcatraz, which was eerily brilliant, for want of a better word. It was just really cool. Los Angeles was a slight disappointment, more from the coach trip point of view, because we didn't see the Hollywood sign, but we did get to do Disneyland. At that point, Disney California Adventure didn't exist; it was being built, so we only did Disneyland, the Magic Kingdom. But that was cool, because it's like I've never done that one, and I've done the original. And where else did we go? We did Yosemite National Park as well, which that was quite cool, because they stopped at various points, and one of them was like some of the sort of the mountains, and it was El Capitan. It's like, that's El Capitan, Captain Kirk climbed that in Star Trek V, The Voyage to Final Frontier. He climbed that. I've seen where he's climbed, although he didn't, but he did. The tour of California. Love that one. Then, are you a Game of Thrones fan? Hee. I'm going to say no, because it's on our to watch list. We've not watched any yet. We've got so many things to watch, and then something pops up, like the last 4 weeks has been World Cup, so telly's gone out the window because I've been watching a lot of the World Cup, much to my wife's delight. She doesn't like football, and then things pop up, like at the minute it's off air. Lucifer, lovely. I was doing the Twitter hashtag Save Lucifer. Lucifer's coming back. Love that. Love the 100. I've got one of the books here. As I lean across, I've not read it yet, but Cass Morgan book, which this one isn't it? I've actually got. Is this one it? This one's not it. I've got all 4 of her books. She's got 4, but 2 of them are signed by her. She's sent me 2 signed books, put a little message in it. So lovely. So I love that. So so in a word, we've not seen Game of Thrones yet. It's on our to watch list. We will get around to it because everyone tells me how great it is. So will I like it? I don't know. Everyone told me you must watch The Walking Dead, and it took me a long while to watch The Walking Dead. And now for me, that's unmissable. Just love The Walking Dead. I am Negan, and if you watch The Walking Dead, you know that. You know what that means. I am Negan. And your final question is, what are some people, famous or not, that you would like to meet? Well, again, I should do a little blog of autographs that I've got and people I've met, because I've met some really cool people, and if I do a little pause, I'm going to try and find the picture so it'll go there, because the person that I thought I'd never meet in a million years, I did, was Gene Wilder. Picture. Now that was at a book signing in London. Gene Wilder for me is Willy Wonka. You know, I love Willy Wonka. I've got it on Blu-ray. Love the film. Always singing the Oompa Loompas. Just love the film. He's been in other films, great films, well, Stir Crazy, you know, See No Evil, Hear No Evil. It's just, you could rattle them all off what he's been in, but for me, he's Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka. So, yes, I've met him, that was huge. I've also met Burt Reynolds. I wouldn't have thought I'd met Burt Reynolds. You know, Smokey and the Bandit. I met Burt Reynolds. You know, I'm going to do a blog on who I've met. Who I'd like to have met. Obviously, I'd love to have met Walt Disney. Yeah, just love to have met him. But there are two people that I love to have met, and I can't because they both died, unfortunately. One is Jonathan Harris. And you're going, who? Jonathan Harris is Dr. Smith from the 1960s Lost in Space. Never fear, Smith is here. Ooh, the pain, the pain. I just love Dr. Smith in Lost in Space. It was on, if you've not seen Lost in Space, I'm not sure if it's on YouTube or not. It might be on American telly. It was, from a British point of view, on the Horror Channel at one point, so it may come back on there. As I was watching it on the Horror Channel again, because I hadn't watched it for years, by chance we see the box set in Sainsbury's, I think it was. So I bought the box set, so I've now got it on DVD, so I can watch it whenever I want. The person that I would so love to have met is Frank Gorshin, aka the Riddler. I love Batman, the 60s version of Batman. I love all Batman, in fairness, but I have got the 60s version of Batman on Blu-ray, and although all seasons are good, Series 1 is the best, because it's just the best. It's got more Riddler, it's got more Joker, it's got more Catwoman, and then the movie came off the back of the first series, which the movie's got, they're all in it. The Joker, sorry, I forgot the Joker as well, I forget the Joker. So the movie had all four in that, and it was just, you know, great. And Frank Gorshin was going to come over here to England, to Milton Keynes, all places, to do a sci-fi show, and I was so excited. I'm going to get to meet the Riddler, I'm going to get to meet the Riddler. And then unfortunately, 2 weeks before the event, he unfortunately died. And I was heartbroken. Because I know, like, you know, it's hard to say it's heartbroken when someone dies, when they're just someone famous, and you don't know them, you know, and they are on telly or movies, it can be completely different to how they are in person. But I so wanted to meet Frank Gorshin, so wanted to meet him. Didn't happen. Ride a TARDIS, because there's a TARDIS over there. If someone could build me a TARDIS, I'll go back in time and TARDIS over to America and meet him over there. Oh, yeah. Because that's the thing, you see, when you meet celebrities, I don't know if any of you have met celebrities, you watch them on telly, you watch them in the movies, they're acting. When you meet them in real life, that's them. And what people don't quite get is that acting is a job for them. So when you start saying, you start quoting and you do the, you know, the geeky bit, it's just a job for them. To be honest, I've done it once. Shame on me. I've done it once. I'm normally super cool when I meet people. I'm so super cool. I just talk to them like normal, average people. I've met Brian Blessed. Brian Blessed is, from a British point of view, everyone knows Brian Blessed. If you're American and you've not heard of Brian Blessed, he played or did the voice of Boss Nass in Star Wars Episode 1, is it? One with Jar Jar Binks. He was in Blackadder Series 1, which was a UK TV show. Watched that. Although Series 1 isn't the best, Series 2 is the best Blackadder. He was in 2 episodes of Space 1999. But the thing that Brian Blessed is known for is Flash Gordon the movie. So if you've never seen Flash Gordon the movie, you must watch it. It is such a good film. Such a good film. I can't put it into words. It's such a good film. It's got music from Queen. So if you've never heard of Queen, not the Queen as in our Queen, but the rock band Queen, they do the music for it. And he plays Prince Voltan, and he doesn't. When he's on telly now, he doesn't say it how he says it in the film, because on telly you go, "Gordon's alive!" and he really booms it out. But he doesn't say that. If you watch the film, he goes, "God is alive." He almost whispers it. But now he knows that's what he's known for. He just booms it out. So, but that film is good because it's got Timothy Dalton in it as well. He plays Prince, someone or other, of the Green. I should know the film back of my hand, but I don't. But he's in it. Timothy Dalton, being a good actor. He was in The Rocketeer, Disney film, but he was James Bond in 2 films, Licence to Kill and The Living Daylights. Should have been in more, in my opinion, because he was good in it. Don't quite know why. Either he didn't want to do anymore, or the powers that be the James Bond franchise didn't want him to do more. I don't know, but I've liked, to be honest, I'm probably slightly biased because I've liked all James Bonds. But then for me, James Bond is Roger Moore. Sorry, Roger Dodger. I met Roger Moore as well. Yeah, Roger is the Bond. No one can go oof like Roger Moore. Oof, oof. No one can oof like Roger Moore. Sorry. Yeah, Roger Moore's the best. So I think, yeah. So have I got diverted there? The question, because I'm rambling on again. So, what are some of the people you would like to meet? So that's who I have met, who I'd like to meet, but they've died. So who is alive? That's probably I should now say. Who is alive that I would like to meet? Well, I'd like to meet some of you lovely people for a start. That's an easy one, isn't it? Celebrity-wise, let's see. It's tricky now because I don't do sci-fi shows, because the ones in this country are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and they're getting harder and harder for me to do. So I've not done a sci-fi show for a couple of years. So there's one company that does them, and they do pre-orders, so you can actually pre-order an autograph, and they will sort the autograph out for you, send it through the post. So that's how I kind of get autographs now. So who would I like to meet now? It's tricky. It's tricky because I say there's a lot of shows I like, but is there a real standout actor, actress, comedian? I don't think there is at the minute, because again I like so much stuff at the minute. It's like, yeah, probably, yeah. He's been over here a few times, but he does events which are, to be honest, way out of my price range. Arnie Schwarzenegger, huge Arnie fan. Loved all his films in the 80s. He's still churning them out every now and then. I'm not sure he's doing the new Terminator film. I've heard rumours that there's a new Terminator film out. I think Linda Hamilton's in it, so I can only presume if Linda's in it, Arnie will be in it, but I don't know. But at that point, in the 80s, 90s, you either was in the Stallone camp or the Arnie camp, and I was firmly in Arnie's camp, because Terminator, cool film, Predator, cool film, The Running Man, cool film, super cool film, love The Running Man. Twins, who would have thought Arnie could do comedy? Twins, just love Arnie. So if I can meet anyone alive now, Arnie Schwarzenegger. So if you're watching this, Arnie Schwarzenegger, do a comment back. You're welcome to come round our house. We'll bake you some cakes and we'll do you a nice dinner. I haven't got the muscles of you, but yeah, you're welcome. And that's the thing. If you are watching Arnie, I call you Arnie because we're like that now. You might not know this, because I know a little bit about where you lived, you know, in your life. And I've read that you lived in Romford and you were doing some bodybuilding in Romford. I used to live about 5 minutes away from Romford, and I went to a school in Romford. So chances are I may have even seen you in Romford when I was little, and I wouldn't have known you because you was just a random person walking around Romford town centre, because you wasn't famous then. You was just a bodybuilder doing whatever you was doing. But yeah, so if you're watching this, Arnie, click that comment below and yeah, come back to me, because you're welcome. Anytime you're in England, you're welcome around our house. Well, that's it for today. There will be some more Ask Me a Questions coming up, so do keep an eye out for those. If you still want to ask me a question, say just put a little question at the bottom of the comments box here, and do check out the description for the people who have contributed towards this little particular vlog, and check out their channels. So we'll see you soon.